Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews, where today we are the old asses as we review
Yes, we are.
2021's or 2022, whenever the fuck it came out, The Batman, the new one. Yes, with Robert Patterson, sparkly vampire dude. Yeah. Yeah. Dave, what'd you think of The Batman?
Before we get into this, I always forget, and I've noticed lately. Welcome to the channel. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Please share our link. I don't think we're easy to find on YouTube. They do something with their algorithms, and
It's weird.
we swear a little bit, you know.
It's strange. It's there. I can search for it. Just search OAMR, Old Ass Movie Reviews.
Right.
It should come right up.
Right.
We're closing in on 100 episodes, folks. So we are out there. There's a lot to watch. There's a lot to
By
watch.
the time
a
you
lot
see
to
this
listen to.
episode, we'll be past 100, but
We'll be
we're
past
closing in on
100.
it at this point.
Yeah.
Now, to answer the question, what did I think of The Batman? It's a mixed bag for me. I like the cinematography.
Oh my God.
I like
Let's hold on that one spot right there.
Okay.
Cinematography. This movie is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
anybody wants to see some, I mean, it's very stylistic. It's dark, and I mean that color wise.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of blacks, a lot of orange, a lot of amber tones. It's a warm, dark movie. Which usually dark seems cool, you know, a lot of blues, but they warmed it up. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And just on a technical aspect, I was just like, my God, this movie is fucking gorgeous. Continue.
For me, with the cinematography, street level Gotham City, looking up Gotham City from the street, beautiful.
Yeah.
They did a couple of like bird's eye views, aerial view shots. Didn't look like Gotham City.
No,
those
like New
overhead
York.
shots did not match the city feel or the feel that you got when you were low down. As far as sparkly Batman was concerned, he didn't play a bad Batman. Let me just say that he did not play a bad Batman, but I fucking hated emo Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
All right, goth wannabe Bruce Wayne. Fucking, you're a multi-billionaire. Brush your goddamn hair. Wash it every once in a while. Look the part of Bruce Wayne. He never looked the part of Bruce Wayne.
Let me ask. Let me go off of that. That is one of my biggest complaints of this movie. Is I never believed he was a billionaire, ever.
No.
Ever. He's in an old subway fucking tunnel underneath Wayne Tower or mansion or manor or wherever the fuck he was. We never really could tell. And there was no updated gadgets. No, where's all that money going? That's so weird.
I'm going to hit a couple of PowerPoints for me for this movie. Because I didn't take any notes because I wasn't expecting to do this. I remember we talked, maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't.
Yeah.
But we both watched the movie. Here are my PowerPoints for this. Batmobile just looked like a muscle car.
Yeah.
World's greatest detective was Pennyworth. Alfred Pennyworth, not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Catwoman, they went to the Catwoman being the prostitute. I hated that storyline in the comics when they tried to do it. It failed miserably in the comics, if I remember correctly, when they tried to do it. I think it was the 90s, early 2000s. They tried to, oh, she's a prostitute. It didn't work then. Didn't work in this. Definitely didn't work in this movie. The Riddler is not a motherfucking serial killer. He's just a Riddler. He's just a guy who wants to outwit Batman.
Yeah.
Because he knows how intelligent he is and what a great super detective he is, which he wasn't in this movie. In this movie, he was basically just the guy in a costume. Pennyworth was following him around saying, hey, you don't get this clue? This is what it means. This is the clue.
Yeah.
Okay, we know who the genius is here. That didn't really bother me that Alfred would be that smart. But it's not like Batman was figuring these things out and Alfred was just helping. He was literally doing 90% of the work, it looked like to me. Okay, next one, the Joker, when they show the Joker, the guy in the cell next to Riddler, That was horrible. That was a horrible looking Joker, and I guess he looked like the video game, if I
I can
remember
hardly
correctly.
see him. I
Yeah,
don't
there was
remember
like
ever.
it was poorly done to
Yeah,
begin
you
with,
can
but
hardly
what I
see.
could see looked like he was part of the video game.
Yeah.
I didn't mind. Oh, I kind of minded, but not exactly minded. Commissioner Gordon makes sense. You'd have a black commissioner in an inner city that's as bad
Hmm.
as Gotham. Like Detroit. Never me growing up in Detroit, I don't ever remember a white police chief. If that
That's
makes sense.
interesting. And yeah, no, it makes
That I
perfect sense.
remember, like they just if they existed, they didn't exist very long, I guess. So that didn't really bother me. Gordon played a good Gordon,
Hmm.
that guy.
Jeffrey
Um,
Wright. Yeah.
I didn't like the girl that they cast for Catwoman. If she would have played it up more, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me, if she would have played it up more like Eartha Kitt's Catwoman, I don't think I would have had a problem with it. To me, Eartha Kitt is the epitome of the Catwoman. And
Yeah.
I know everybody's going to be like, oh, that was the worst Batman ever. Yes, it was the worst series, but I think she was a better version. She knew her
Yeah.
sexuality. She knew what she was on. She knew what she was about. She knew how to burgle. She was a freaking
Yeah.
burglar. It's
I
what she
and
did.
that's when I think of Catwoman, and let's just forget Halle Berry's movie.
Oh,
Forget that ever
that's
existed.
yeah. I
Um,
couldn't do it to myself.
One of my favorites will always be Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, there. Yeah, yes, I should have said Michelle Pfeiffer too, because she
Yeah.
played a good Catwoman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a little on the insane side. Oh well,
And
okay.
the actress, I can't think of her name, in Gotham, who played Selena, was really fucking good for a teenage Catwoman.
Right. See, and I never saw that. I don't know if I got that far. Maybe I saw her show up at Wayne Manor one
Hmm.
time, like when
Yeah.
she was a little kid, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I see
Yeah.
she's keeping an eye on Bruce Wayne.
Pretty much.
But the things I liked about it was, oh, wait, I almost forgot my biggest forking pet peeve of this movie, other than sparkly Batman, the Penguin.
Fuck yeah. My biggest complaint.
The Penguin. Seriously, the Penguin? He didn't look like the Penguin. He didn't act like the Penguin. He was not. He was the Penguin in name only. And why was he even called the Penguin?
Let's talk about that a moment. That was one of my biggest things. Besides the fact that fucking Colin Farrell was so much prosthetics on, it
Yeah.
doesn't. What was the point of that? Nothing about this man's
Oh,
stature, demeanor screamed penguin.
yeah.
Nothing. And you look at, there's two examples of my favorite penguins are Danny DeVito and Robin Lord Taylor from Gotham.
Mhm.
With Robin Lord Taylor, he was crippled. He walked funny. He waddled like a
Right.
penguin, and they made fun of him. And he was
That's
just this
why. Okay.
weaselly little guy. And of
Hmm.
course, Danny DeVito with his flippers,
Right.
fucking love it. And his fit bucket of fish. I mean, you knew why they were called Penguin. Why was Colin Farrell called the Penguin? And why was he even in the fucking movie?
He was horrible. The plot point right here, okay? I wasn't going to try. I was trying not to get too deep into this movie.
Fuck it.
And there are going to be things that I like about this movie, okay,
There
folks? So
is.
just hold on. But when the Penguin's trying to outrun Batman and all the devastation, he's flipping over gas trucks, shit's exploding, cars
It's a
are
great
slamming.
scene.
30 or 40 people got killed in that car wreck.
Yeah.
There's no way that all that devastation happened and you know everybody
Bruce
just
don't
walks
care.
away. They've got the Penguin. They've got him in handcuffs with, at one point, and they're questioning him about who he's the murderer, and he's like, I didn't do that, which he didn't do, whatever murder they were
Yeah.
accusing him of. Then they leave him there. They leave him outside, unarrested. And I'm like, this guy just basically murdered 40 fucking people.
Yeah.
Why are you not arresting this guy? Plot point is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Plot point needed to be addressed.
I think, okay, bottom line, I did like the movie, but if we were going to give it on a 5-star, 1 to 5, I give it a solid 3. I think it's a good movie, but it's not a
Yeah.
good Batman movie. In my mind, you could take Batman out, you could take Catwoman out, and we could just go straight up Gordon because this was a crime thriller
That's what they should have done. They should have called it Gordon. They should have let it just be a Gordon movie. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
It should have been a Gotham story.
yeah,
That's a
a
Gotham
Gotham
story.
story.
Get rid of the Riddler. Could have had a whole new serial
Yeah,
killer in there. There's no reason to have. He didn't look like the Riddler. He didn't act like the
no,
Riddler. He was not the Riddler.
I felt
Period.
like
End of
I felt yeah.
conversation.
I felt like I was watching an Alex Cross or any of these detective murder
Yeah.
mysteries, crime thrillers. I love that genre. I love the genre.
Mhm.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
suspenseful, but it's like,
Yeah.
why do I have some superheroes mixed in here? Get the fuck out of here, because this did not have the heart of a superhero movie. So that's
I said something to that effect when we were watching that to the wife. I was like, that's not Riddler. Again, I just kept reemphasizing that through the whole movie. And that's definitely not the Penguin. I don't know what the hell's going on here. That's definitely not Catwoman. I mean, she's
yeah,
wearing a freaking winter hat
yeah.
with an eye part cut out. I'm like, they almost got the costume. They almost got the costume down, but no, they didn't. She didn't have a whip. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to be like, but that's not real. Yeah, it's a comic book. All right? Play with the comic book aspect of the heroes and villains.
I don't know.
Let
We've seen her
Catwoman
done
fall.
right.
Yeah, let Catwoman fall 30 stories and whip out her little whip and hit the flagpole and swing to safety. That's comic book shit. That's what I want to see in a comic book movie.
One
I'm
of
sorry.
I just have to go off of that because I'm a fan of the Batman video games, the one that Kevin
Right.
Conroy did, Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're fucking brilliant. But the second one, you do get to play as Catwoman for quite a bit, and it's shit
Oh,
like
cool.
that where you're using that whip for everything, and it's
Yeah.
it's a neat character, and I do believe there was just too much in here. We could have taken an hour off this movie easy, had a great tight crime drama or a Gotham story with Commissioner Gordon or
She's
Chief Gordon.
one of the strongest, and I mean character development wise. She's one of the strongest female superhero slash villains, anti-hero, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
her,
anti-hero is
that
probably
the
good.
DC universe has. They got Catwoman, they got Batgirl, the original Batgirl, Gordon's daughter. They got Wonder Woman. Those to me are their three biggest.
Yeah.
And then you have like the Black Canary and other characters come up. But when you take Catwoman and just what was she?
She was underutilized.
She would basically she was a prostitute that could steal stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, we never really got
that
to
wasn't
see
her
that.
main goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, she's supposed to be one of the greatest freaking cat thieves in the world. What does she do? She gets caught her first night out. The first time you ever see her steal anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman's supposed to be world's greatest detective. He's got his butler doing all his
Yeah,
work for him.
I never bought that. I bought, I want to talk about Robert Patterson. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but
No, go ahead. I'm taking you back and forth too. So.
I don't think he's a bad actor by any means. I think he's fully capable. I just think there was a lot of miscasting in this. That's where I'm at on that, because to me, he was not Bruce Wayne and he was not Batman. And it was just, dude, you could have been a police detective and I would have bought every bit of it. But you as the Cape Crusader, no.
They could have made him the Question. Now, the Question is another good, he's a detective guy, lots of conspiracy theories. Now, if they would have had somebody, not the Riddler, not this guy, that they could have called him something or anything else, and if they would have made him the Question, working in Gotham City as a cop, would have worked perfectly.
Yeah.
To me, I would have bought that. I've been like, that's a great Question movie. They didn't do that.
No.
Speaking of casting, I think Ben Affleck in that role as Batman,
dude,
would have played it better. I was watching that and I'm like, why did they not just have I know Ben Affleck has problems and he's this and that, but they throw away so much money in Hollywood anyway.
Yeah.
You know what? Get the guy whatever psychological help or 12-step program you want to get him, or if that was the problem, I don't know. I'm just surmising. Get him whatever help he needs. Get him a guy who keeps him sober until the end of the filming. and then let it go. He was a good Batman. He was a good Bruce Wayne. I
Great
bought
Batman.
him in both.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And make sure if you're going to have the Riddler, don't have him be a serial killer. Have him be the Riddler. Have him doing stupid, crazy shit that everybody's like, this guy is totally insane.
Yeah,
Anybody can figure out that riddle, but
you
it's
know,
like a quadruple level riddle, you know?
yeah, I was that really bothered me. But
Yeah.
watching this, I never finished the Gotham series. I got to the last season, and I thought it was
Uh,
horrible, and I just couldn't keep. It's like, okay, you went too far. But it basically was a Commissioner Gordon story. It followed
right.
Gordon through everything, and the actors they had in there they felt so much like the comics and everything with the
Hmm.
Riddler, and they were not these psychopaths. I mean, they were psychopaths, but they
Right.
were not murder it. Well, okay,
Yeah.
never mind. They weren't to this level. This Paul Dano, who in the Batman plays he plays it really well, but that's not the
Yeah.
Riddler. you
Yeah.
know?
He should have been just a serial killer. They could have named him just about any other. They could have made up a name for this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have been
Instead,
a, you know,
this is going to be this. Are you ready? Here's a first.
yeah, I
I'm
want to hear this.
actually, yeah.
Are you going to
I'm
agree with
actually.
me?
Do what?
I said,
Yeah.
are you going to agree with me? You said it
No,
was a first.
yeah, this is the first right here for me because it felt forced. It felt like they decided when they made the Riddler they were going to make him an incel who just needed approval and all of this other stuff
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they made a point to show his likes and his TikToks and his videos.
yeah,
Hey, I get
yeah.
it. Hey, we're 2021. This social media is a part of life.
Right.
Put it in the movies. But it's like, where are you going with this? And the ending felt kind of forced too, with
Oh yeah, that was
Batman
all.
saying, "Oh, I'm doing it wrong. I need to help people." Yeah, you need to help people, but it felt sappy.
Yeah,
It felt weird.
Batman does help people in the comics. Not for the last 20 years. I'm sorry, for the last 20 years, for the most part, most of the Batman comics have been horrible, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get feedback here, but there's been some really bad,
I hope so.
bad writers.
We finally get some feedback.
Yeah,
So
finally
everybody
get some
tell
feedback.
Dave you're mad.
There's some really bad writers that were in charge of Batman for the last 20 years. I'm sorry, he's not been what he's always been. When Neil Adams was drawing and helping write, and they had O'Neill was, I think, writing at the
Yeah, and
time.
I just saw that Neil
Yeah, Neil Adams
did
passed away
pass.
recently,
So
and it's
yeah.
very sad because he did a good job on Batman. But he brought Batman into a whole new level, and I accept that Batman. I accept that type of Batman. It's a good Batman. Um, I love the Gotham City that they created in the animated series.
Hmm.
Now, if anybody out there, and I know they exist, is out there listening, you can create a Batman and make it like the animated series, and it'll work as a live action movie.
Yeah.
Stop with all the gadgets, stop with all the tricks, tell a good story. This was almost a good story.
I
There
think
were
it was a
scenes, there were
I think it was a
scenes in
good
this
story.
movie that all worked. They just didn't work with Sparkly Batman.
That's just it.
He played an okay Batman. I'm not even going to take away everything.
No.
But when you have Batman walking through a crowd of gunmen and they're all shooting him, that's Superman. And he's not ducking, he's not bobbing and weaving.
No.
He's just walking and all the bullets, you can see the ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, that's
No.
Superman.
Superman, yeah. Batman, no.
Just get Superman in there at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But he wasn't detecting and he wasn't staying in the shadows. He came out of the shadows a lot,
He did.
you
He
know?
did. And he was okay, as much as I dislike Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman and even Bruce
Yeah,
Wayne, at least
yeah,
in those movies, you saw that. You saw
yeah,
his Bruce Wayne was just playboy, millionaire, billionaire,
yeah,
whatever, just a sleaze bag. He played it really fucking well, and
yeah.
I bought
I'll
it,
give
and
you
then
that. I will
and
give
I
you that. Yes.
and I bought him as the Batman as well. I just didn't like the gravelly voice; it didn't feel right, but he
Right.
felt menacing, and I guess that's what he was going for, and
Mhm.
it was good. This was, for direction or whatever. Robert Patterson, like I said, I'm not going to take away from the guy's acting ability. He
Mhm.
definitely can act, and he did
Yeah.
in this. It's just not, it, dude. It was just missing that little thing. I don't know what it
It,
was.
it, I feel like, and I don't know who wrote it. I don't remember. But I feel like whoever was behind making this movie only saw the dark aspect and then wanted to say, you got to be a woke Batman now at the very end. You know
That
what I
felt
mean?
forced, dude.
And
That
that
felt
was
forced.
way forced. That's not what Batman is. That Batman is dark, he's menacing, and he will always be dark and menacing. He will have his friends. He will take care of his friends, but he will also know his friends' weaknesses and kill them whenever he thinks they
Yes, he
need it.
will.
Hence
Now,
the kryptonite in the Batcave.
yes, exactly. Exactly, because you just
Just
never know when
saying.
Superman might lose his shit. Uh,
Exactly. Might have to
uh,
shoot that motherfucker
yeah,
with the kryptonite bullet. Is all I'm saying.
exactly. That'll give me a chance to give a shout out. If you haven't been watching Superman and Lois, excellent fucking series. I highly recommend it. Okay, back to the show. Um, I don't know where I was going with it. I was just gonna say that. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Well,
the ending. How we
yeah.
felt it was forced. Honestly, if he would have just reached out and helped somebody and they wouldn't have had his voiceover, I would have
Right.
never thought. It was like, why are you preaching? You know,
Yeah.
because
They
it's
forced
not.
that a lot.
It's not, and I think it's very. It's more subtle than some. They're not swinging with
Right.
a huge baseball bat, but it's still. It's like,
Not
did
Batman.
you do that because that was Batman, or you did that to send a message?
Felt like it was a message. Is all I'm saying.
Message.
That's me. I maybe I see things that aren't really there,
Yeah.
but I saw somebody starting to swing a hammer, but it was too late.
Sometimes it bothers me, sometimes it doesn't. And as I said before, it doesn't matter if I agree with the message or not, it
Right.
feels lazy. And this time it stuck out. So sometimes I miss it,
It was
but
out
this
of
time it was
character, it
good.
felt.
Yeah, maybe
It was
that was
just
it.
out of
It just
character.
something was off.
I did, however, love that overhead shot whenever he snaps the flare and he's walking in the water. He's got the flare up, and everybody starts coming to him. That made me feel like, okay, Gotham is now getting behind Batman, and he's saving people. That's all that's all they had to do is show that overhead shot. They didn't need to show him outside
Yeah,
helping people up the hill or whatever the hell thing
yeah.
he was doing on the hill during the day. In the day, why don't you just go get the 1960s bat costume and put it on?
Might as well. Might as well.
Um,
One of the things with the that bothered me was they spent a lot of fucking money on this movie. It is gorgeous. And before I
oh
get to
yeah,
my
it's
first
beautiful to
point,
look at.
I have to mention before I forget about it, Penguin's nightclub. When we first see it, with the
Hmm.
pulsing lights and the bass and the colors and everything, this was a piece of gorgeous fucking cinema. I
Yeah,
felt I was in that goddamn club, and it's like, wow, beautiful.
yeah,
Anyway, okay, the fight scenes. They spent a lot of damn money. We could have actually seen Batman fight. I would have liked that instead of a quick edit,
yeah,
edit, edit, edit. I get
yeah.
Robert Patterson doesn't know how to fight, but he's had a lot of time. Maybe we could have got some great fight coordinator in.
It's a guy
Just
in
to,
a fucking costume. Put a fucking guy who knows how to fight in a costume.
case in point, and
Mandalorian.
yeah. Well, yeah, but if we're just
Sorry.
going to stay with superhero shows or movies, Daredevil with
Mhm.
Charlie Cox on Netflix. There's a hallway fight scene which is unfucking believable. It's like the
Right.
camera never cuts. You see the whole thing. You're spending this kind of money. I want to feel it. I don't need this.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, as baby of a filmmaker as I am going to do some quick cuts because I can't coordinate.
Right.
They have no excuse. I needed to feel like, yes, I do want martial arts extravaganza like the Chinese Hong Kong cinema.
Right.
Absolutely. Every time it can work in every movie, trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. No matter what kind of movie, it doesn't matter whether it's a G movie or not. It doesn't
And we
matter.
could always have some flying.
There's always time for a good kung fu hustle moment with the X gang dancing down the street. Always.
Always. Stephen Chow coming this year, 2022. We will have some Stephen Chow movies.
Well, the Kung Fu Hustle 2 is coming out. They're working on it. The old lady told me about it the other day. I was like, holy shit, really?
Oh, maybe we may have to go to the theater.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be worth it. That first
Absolutely.
One, beautiful. Anyway, sorry. Back to this movie.
Yeah.
Things I did like. I liked the cinematography. I liked the special effects. Were very good in this. For the most part, there was the scene that they kept going out where They're on the building that's being built with the bat
Yeah.
signal. Didn't like that background. That's me. I didn't like
It
that at
didn't. It
all.
didn't quite
Didn't
work,
fit.
dude. It's weird.
Didn't fit. Didn't work.
No.
Like, why are you in this decrepit building that's being built? Shouldn't you be over in the police station and have the
Yeah, it
bat
was kind of
signal on
weird.
top of that building? That's I don't. Why are you crossing the street and going on the road 5
But it's
blocks? I
because
don't
that's what the building
understand.
the location scout got, I guess. I don't know.
But what else did I like? I liked the costumes for Batman. His costume was great.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah, it was
that
good.
costume was
No
really
complaint.
good. But he was still like they were trying to show how buff he was. At one point, he takes off his shirt
He's
and he's
not.
like he's got his back, and I'm like, okay, I see the scar, but you have less of a build than me.
Yeah.
And you've had 6 months and $100 million fucking trainers at your door trying to train you to get buff. I could be a buff SOB had I had Hollywood training me.
Well, I
If
mean,
I
you
had a
could look at
personal
him,
trainer.
Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah,
any of the Avengers. If you look at how they are, and then look at how they were for the movies, they
yeah,
get paid a lot to get into shape
to
to
get
look like
buff.
that.
Yeah.
They get insanely buff. Why they chose not to do that. Here, and case in point, when Gal Gadot was originally announced as Wonder Woman, I'm like,
Mhm.
are you kidding me? She's this
Yeah,
big around. She's not.
yeah,
But
she's
then Wonder
tiny.
Woman came out, and it's like, okay, I was wrong. I
Right.
was wrong. So she
She
went
worked
and
out and she got
yeah,
some muscle. Yeah.
yeah,
But what else did I like about it? There's not much. I did. As odd as it sounds, the guy they had playing Alfred,
yeah.
not my first choice,
Andy Serkis.
but he played a pretty good Alfred.
Yeah, he was
I
okay.
mean, not like I said, not my first choice. That's not the guy that I would have had play Alfred. But whenever they're in the hospital together talking, I was like, oh, okay, I can see. But I don't
It's.
understand why he didn't go kill the guy that they were
I
talking
know.
about. Because
I
right
know.
or wrong, whether he had the proof or not, he would have went and popped that guy.
He
He
was
was
not a bad Alfred.
right.
Absolutely correct. I have a hard since I watched so many seasons of Gotham. Sean
Uh,
Pertwee always feels like Alfred to me. So
oh, I would love to see him play his dad's third
he needs
doctor.
to. He needs to. He needs
Do you
to.
ever
I'm
see
sure
him
he would
dress up
love
like
to.
the third doctor?
No, I will go look for it after the
There
show.
is a picture of him somewhere where he throws on the wig and he's got the coat
Oh
on like his
shit!
dad. Fucker looks just like his dad.
Oh
I was
my
like,
god!
why are you not? Why is somebody not writing you a special movie just to be your dad for a show? Sorry, we're back to the Batman again. See
I
how
could go
easily I
Doctor
get
Who for
distracted?
days,
Yeah, so
and we will
easily.
have to do that. Um, so, anything else that you liked?
Uh, I like the sets.
Okay, all
No,
right.
all in all, I would have to agree with you. As a movie, I found it entertaining. I would
Yeah,
give it a 3, a hard 2.5,
yeah,
3
that's
star
fair.
out of 5, like you
That
said.
doesn't mean it's bad. That means it's a good movie.
It
It's
just
entertaining.
means there were problems with it, and it was the supervillains, and it was basically the cast,
It shouldn't have
the
been a
people they
Batman
had.
movie.
The people they had cast in these roles of these characters
Yeah,
and the portrayal of the characters. That's what I had a problem with. The action, the neat stuff that was going on was okay. But again, they probably could have pulled everybody else out, made it a Commissioner Gordon movie, and been done with it.
yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I give the cinematographer 2 thumbs up
Oh
because
yeah,
that was a gorgeous fucking movie. Or the director of photography, whoever was involved in making that thing look the way it was, mad props to you.
you're right.
Yeah, so I say you could watch it, you could not. It doesn't matter. Your life won't be any better or worse.
Mhm.
It was sad because I really, really was looking forward to this, but then it was like it just always felt wrong from the trailers, and I guess I didn't
Right.
hate it as much as I thought I was going to, like you had
My,
told me.
Michael Keaton, in my opinion, is still the best Batman.
Yeah, he's
First 2
Batman.
Batmans are the best Batmans made. I'm sorry. I will take that to my grave. They have yet to improve on that original formula for me.
Now, in a old ass movies possible first, Scott and Dave actually agree 100% on 2 movies as being the best Batman movies.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Thumbs
There's
up.
no other. Michael Keaton, As I said, I went to Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer. We
Right?
can talk those movies all day long.
Well, I
Um,
remember when they came out with Michael Keaton the first time when they said he's going to be Batman.
I
I
was like,
remember going,
no.
"How in the hell is a stand-up comedian going to be freaking Batman?" Then I went to see it, and because I like Michael Keaton. I had seen him in other stuff.
Yeah,
I liked him, so I went to see him. And I'm watching the Batman movie, and I'm like, son of a bitch, he's the perfect Batman, and he is the perfect Bruce Wayne.
oh fuck yeah, his Bruce Wayne is
If
great.
I were going to play that part, or if I was going to hire somebody to play a part, and I was doing the movie, I'd be like, here, I want you to watch the first 3 seasons of Batman animated, and then here, I want you to watch the first 2 movies with Michael Keaton. Figure out Batman and Bruce Wayne from those. I don't want to see you bring anything else to the table
There you
and
go.
walk away. And if they go, well, my personal acting coach told me you're fired, I want another person. Listen to what I'm telling you. These are the two
Yeah,
things that I
those
want
are
you to look at.
that's the what
That
to look at.
pull from that. Here's some comic books that I want you to study.
Yeah.
Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil. This is a don't want you to read anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe
Ah,
it, Don't they can't get it right. And he's such an easy character to get right.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like probably the easiest character to get right.
And that's why I'm happy. Say what you will about Disney Plus or Marvel on their direction on where they're
Mhm.
going. Getting some obscure characters out or the lesser
Mhm.
B team or whatever out. I'm enjoying that. I'm learning about new characters that I haven't before, and seeing them actually take risk is pretty cool. I love Batman, but goddamn, do we need a Batman every 2 years? Do we need a
No,
Spider-Man again?
no.
Do we?
They need to
Yeah.
stop at the Spider-Man movies, in my opinion. They need to stop at the Batman movies because you guys haven't made a good one. I will. Oh, I'm going to give you a caveat. I'm going to give you not not mad props, but props. I'm getting to like Cavill as Superman a little bit more.
Cavill's good.
Cavill. It's
Yeah,
Cavill.
Cavill or Cavill. Yeah,
I'm starting to like him a little bit more as Superman.
yeah.
And I think the biggest reason is because when I discovered that I think Snyder was doing an alternate universe type
Mhm.
version, and it became very apparent in the last movie that he did. I was like, oh, I see where he's going. That's why all this other stuff was happening that way.
Yeah,
The Flash movie's going to suck. They're going to have to do something about the guy that got playing the Flash. I'm
yeah.
not even going to get into it. What's going
You,
on? They're
all
going to
I'm
have to
going to say
recast that guy
is,
and reshoot all of his
yeah.
parts. That's what I would do.
All I'm going to say is that this is one thing I never fucking understood with DC. They have a perfectly good actor with, God, I can't think of his name.
The guy that's in the series.
In the series on TV, he knows Barry Allen perfectly. He is fucking Barry Allen. He's lived himself as.
Nope.
Nope,
We're
we're
going to
not going
go
to have
hire
you.
some crazy guy.
Yeah. How's that working out for you, huh? Barry
Not
Allen is
working very
perfect. We
well.
know him as the Flash.
Yeah.
I stopped watching the show years ago just because, God damn it, Barry Allen could fuck up the timeline only so many times. And
Yeah, he does that in the comics too.
exactly. And I know that's what they were doing, but it's like, dude, I can't follow you if you're just going to fuck it up again because you want to see your
Yeah.
mom one more time. I'm sorry, dude. It sucks. You know,
At some point, you got to let that kind of storytelling go. You just do. You have to let it
that
go.
was it.
Because the Flash character had so many. For me, in the DC universe, and then we can wrap this up if you like. Batman had the A-list villains. His
Yes.
rogues gallery was fantastic. And then you go look at Flash's rogues gallery, and you're like, holy crap, this guy's got some great supervillains. All of them matched. They all worked perfectly for his
Yeah.
characters. So why they didn't get that guy? Just make a Flash movie. Put Mirror Master in there. My God, Mirror Master. Anyway.
All right.
Read
Well,
a comic book.
that will do it for our out of the blue newer movie review that happens from time to time. So
Yes.
hope you enjoy it. Hit like, subscribe, share, and make sure you tune in next time for I have no idea what's coming up, but we got something coming.
We're going to surprise you.
We'll catch you later.
Take it easy.